Thanks for checking out this haul video. So I'm going to go over what I ended up picking up from the July releases for Vinegar Syndrome, but also what I got during their halfway subscriber week sale that they ended up having. Usually I'll kind of break those things up, but I didn't buy a ton, so I can just do it all in this one video. So I'm going to get through with first the Melusine stuff that I did end up picking up. I'm not going to show too much of that because nudity in that, and that's not wanted on YouTube. And then just a reminder that if you are interested in short reviews on those films, the Melusine ones, that is available, but only for people who are members of my channel at the top tier, which is the possession level. So you can check that out, link in the description. I just wanted to keep it separated because it's more adult content where I talk about, the scenes and, the overall film and everything. So just know you can sign up for that, link in the description. Also, this is a good time to just say, please support me by doing a thumbs up on the video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the notification bell button. I do appreciate that stuff. Those are the free ways. And then if you just want to get a little bit more involved and pitch in some cash, you can do that with the memberships, which all levels have some perks, including getting this video early. Everyone who is a member, everyone who's a member got this video a week early. So anyway, getting into it, I got to be real strategic here because I got to cover up any nudity. So the first one is Take Off. This is a Quality X film, obviously bought through the Melusine site. So I will be reviewing this one on, it looks like a James Bond-ish type thing. So, and then I can show you the back real quick. Oh, that's a butt though. I don't know. Are they going to hate butts on YouTube? I don't know. It's possible. It's so hard to know. They're so prudish. And then the other one is, I don't think there's any nudity on this one. Yeah, I don't think so. There's Tropic of Desire. Well, just in case. Tropic of Desire and, let me cover this a little. Fantasy World is another one. Now, this is kind of like a double feature Picorama stuff. So, again, we'll be reviewing those through my memberships. All right, so now going to the two things that I picked up during the sale, because for people who don't know, during the halfway subscriber week sale, for the entire week, each day they would put up more discounted films, and it was usually just like a handful of them in a certain page of the site. So there wasn't a ton that I really wanted because at this point, of the back catalog of Vinegar Syndrome and their partner labels, most of it I've already picked up. So I only ended up getting two. The first one I got is from VHS Hit Fest. I've really been enjoying their shot on video releases, and this one is Night. This looks ridiculous. It looks like someone had said this is kind of like a real nerdy, dumpy vampire film. If you're a vampire tonight, it's not your night. This one looks pretty fun. I did watch the trailer for it. Oh, there's nipple on there. Come on now. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. And then the original artwork was this. Not great. So, an upgrade with what they provided, but not too great of an upgrade. Anyway, let's read what Night has to say. Night lays bare the planning, botched execution, and grisly aftermath of an attack on a brood of lethal vampires. Leading the deadly pack is Anthony Gehring, once a rum runner, now a crack-dealing suburban bloodsucker. They say it's a super unique and fun take on the vampire genre, shot exclusively in New York in the mid-90s and never officially released. Interesting. So I have bought a few VHS Hit Fest films, and I have enjoyed all of the ones that I bought, so I figured this isn't too much of a risk. Plus, it was on sale. I think it was around $10 or something. So, worth it. And then Film Movement has been putting out some really good stuff. And a lot of their stuff I don't pick up immediately. I just kind of keep it on a list to pick up. And this one has been very highly reviewed. I looked it up on Letterboxd. It's a Zhang Yimou film who did I think he did Hero and House of Flying Daggers, things like that. So, Shanghai Triad. It looked really good. Like I said, it was very well reviewed. So pretty excited to check out Shanghai Triad. Obviously, this isn't horror or anything. There is a little essay booklet in there, which is nice. Hired to be a servant to pampered nightclub singer and mob Mall Xiao Jinbao, Naive teenager Shui Sheng is thrust into the glamorous and deadly demi-monde of 1930s Shanghai. Over the course of 7 days, Shui Sheng observes mounting tensions as Triad boss Tang begins to suspect traitors amongst his ranks and rivals for Xiao Jinbao's affections. Yeah, sounds good, looks good. Excited for Shanghai Triad. And all of these, I will be doing short reviews on my channel. Obviously, like I said, the Melusine purchase ones are behind a paywall, but all the other ones will not be. They'll be available to everyone, although members will get them early. And then for the films I'm just about to get into, these are all just like July releases for Vinegar Syndrome. I will have a separate video for these, giving a short review on all of the films, including talking about their special features and how those were, and ranking them in the order that I liked them least to most. But for now, when I'm going over these, the first one I'm going to go over is the one I am least excited for, and the last one is the one I am most excited for. So, and I didn't purchase everything, but all right. So the one I'm least excited for is Dario Argento's The Card Player. I have heard not good things about this. I've heard this is like super bottom tier Argento. So that's why I'm not super excited about it. I do like this artwork. The artwork's nice on the slip. This is a 4K. I already changed this because usually what's already under there is exactly what's here. So I want something different. That's terrible. It just looks horrible. And then there's the discs. All right. In Rome, Inspector Anna Mari receives a macabre surprise for her birthday when an email lands in her inbox from someone calling himself the Card Player and claiming to be the one responsible for the recent kidnapping of a British tourist. In a sadistic twist, the kidnapper challenges the authorities to a game of online poker to determine whether the young woman lives or dies. When the police commissioner forbids his team to go through with the game, the maniac brutally slaughters the tourist before their very eyes via webcam, later dumping the body in a river. As more and more women are abducted from the streets of the Italian capital and subjected to the same treatment, Anna Marie joins forces with Irish policeman John Brennan and young poker whiz kid Remo in an attempt to beat the card player at their own deadly game. I have heard that there is a ridiculous amount of the online poker going on in this, and that's one of the biggest issues with it. It like kills the pacing, so just not super excited to see it. But, you know, it is Argento, so I kind of feel like there will probably be at least a little something I might enjoy about it. Plus, the special features are always an interest. So, yeah. Okay, then next, I did purchase their Degausser release. I barely ever purchase the Degausser releases because they typically don't look very good to me. And this one is 5 Dead on the Crimson Canvas. It got me because it's Giallo. I'm that guy. I'm a person who you can get me to purchase something because it is Giallo. Although I don't believe that I would actually categorize this as a Giallo film because I do not believe it was actually an Italian film, like an Italian-made film. I think it's more Giallo-inspired or homage to Giallo is what it seems like. Looks kind of fun. I love this artwork. This artwork is great. Sorry for all the noise. My one cat is making a lot of noise in the blinds. And then we have this artwork, which not bad, really. And then on the inside, the disc is very red. Okay. Richard Strebe is a brooding artist whose work dwells on grisly depictions of death and dismemberment. Shortly after the unveiling of his most recent exhibition, Strebe's preoccupation with the macabre bleeds horrifyingly into real life when the artist is attacked in his own home by a black-clad, knife-wielding figure. After being stabbed multiple times before the eyes of his helpless wife, Strebe is dragged off into the night by his assailant. With the authorities proving ineffectual and the mysterious killer striking again and again, targeting victims all tied to the artist, it falls to Strebe's brother Bill to mount his own investigation in an attempt to unravel the meaning behind these slayings. It sounds fun. It looks super low budget, and like it'll probably be like a So Bad It's Good, but like I said, Giallo, so they got me. All right, so the next one, I saw a lot of people kind of like pissing and moaning about this one, being like, we don't need the release of this. I'm okay with it just because it's one that I've not seen before, so give it a go. Plus, it was included in my subscription that I have with Vinegar Syndrome, and that is The Rage Carry 2. I think this one's from the 90s. There's like no artwork on the back. I kind of don't love that. And is that the same write-up? Yeah, that's very weird. So what's written on this back of the slip is the same write-up that's here. That's lazy. That's terrible. If someone's purchasing the slip, you should have other artwork on the back. That's my take on it. I don't like that. I think that's a terrible thing. Okay, there's the original artwork, which looks stupid. And then that. I mean, honestly, like, I do like this artwork. Probably didn't take a whole lot of time, but come on, man. So effing lazy on that one. All right, welcome to Bates High School. Today's lesson, stay on Rachel Lang's good side, because if you don't, there will be hellfire to pay. When a group of competitive, oversexed jocks target Rachel as a snitch, it triggers Rachel's psychic impulse for revenge. While mourning the suicide of her best friend, her rage boils to a fever pitch, and Rachel finds herself struggling with her inherited telekinetic powers. Can guidance counselor Sue Snell, survivor of Carrie White's original bloodbath, manage to help Rachel before it's too late? Is there any way to save Rachel from her own supernatural fury, or is it destined to destroy her alongside her teenage tormentors? I mean, it sounds intriguing enough. I'm just hoping for it to be like a so bad it's good, because obviously it's not even going to come close to the De Palma Carrie, because it's great. So yeah, I am excited to check it out though. The Rage Carrie 2. Okay, so the next one, I did get pretty stoked when I saw they were releasing this one. Every July for the past 2 years, so this will be the third one they're doing, they have released a big Rubber Monster movie. And I've really been enjoying it. So 2 years ago, they released Gorgo, which I love. That was my favorite of what they've released so far of those types of films. Gorgo was great. And then last year they did Reptilicus. Not as nearly as good as Gorgo, but still a pretty fun film. And now we have Yungari, Monster from the Deep. And it's the same type of like hard case release that they did for the other two. Like that. That's cool too. Take it out here. I don't really get doing this. They did it with the other two. Kind of weird. Don't really dig that for the slip. And then here's, I like that. The original artwork looks pretty great. And obviously you can see it's 4K. There was a poster in there, which they've been doing that. They did that with the other ones, and it's kind of like a dissection of the creature itself, which is cool. Earthquakes are causing havoc throughout Korea, and it's no simple seismic mayhem. But instead, the mythic monster Yungari emerging from the earth. After nuclear testing awakens the giant monster presaged in Korean folklore, Yungari threatens to level the country, breathing fire and stomping entire buildings. Only scientist Il-woo, with the help of his girlfriend's prankster kid brother Icho, can figure out how to slow down the terrible Yungari, who gobbles up petroleum products and only appears to be growing stronger. The seemingly powerless army considers using guided missiles against Yungari, potentially demolishing ancient historical landmarks in order to save lives, all in the hope of stopping his fiery path of destruction. Yeah, man. Very excited for Yungari. I do like me a Rubber Monster movie, so. Yungari, Monster of the Deep. Let's go. Okay, getting down to the last two. And these are both ones that were additional purchases for me. This one is the VSU release, which always have like a nice big box to it and are 4Ks. And this one is Mac and Me. I know a lot of people are out there, again, pissing and moaning about, oh, we already got a release of Mac and Me not long ago. Well, this is a 4K. I think it looks good. I've not seen Mac and Me before. It does look horrible, but like the type that I would find fun. That is interesting right there. And then obviously they have this slipcover. I mean, the artwork's looking great. I'm digging it. I'll show you real quick that they do have a essay booklet. I'm always very stoked on the essay booklets. And Mac and Me and the discs. There you go. All right. When a family of telekinetic extraterrestrials dying on a parched planet are vacuumed into a NASA rover and transplanted to Earth, they inadvertently become literal illegal aliens on the run from the United States government. As his sister, mother, and father escape into the strangely familiar world of the surrounding desert, the youngest of the group becomes lost, eventually sneaking into the home of a wheelchair bound middle schooler named Eric. At first unsure of what to make of the pint sized space creature, Eric and his older brother Mike are quickly smitten and name their new alien friend Mac. While Mac adjusts quickly to life on Earth, soon gaining a love for popular soft drink brands and fast food restaurants, he remains desperate to reunite with his family. But when gun toting government agents track him down, Eric and Mike save Mac from capture and hit the road, hoping to help him find his family before it's too late. The whole thing about the soft drink brands and fast food restaurants makes it sound like there's a lot of product placement in this film. So I will be interested to see if that is the case. So yeah, Mac and Me. Sounds like a terrible time, but in a good way. Let's go. And then the one I am most excited about, because it seems like it's probably a really good film, and I have been liking a lot of what they've been putting out through their Cinematograph line. This is one I purchased in addition. It is A New Leaf. These always look so nice. Their releases just look very high class, I guess I could say. And then the whole book aspect of it with essays. Is this a lot of essays, or is there like extra stuff in there? Oh, also, apparently a poster in here. So there's that. Actually, should I open this up? Oh, it's just the same as their cover art. So, okay. Makes sense. Anyway. And then the discs. A New Leaf. This is 4K and Blu-ray. Get this right. Whoop. All right. Henry Graham, a descendant of a wealthy New York family, has exhausted his inheritance, leaving him near penniless, much to the dismay of his uncle Harry, who refuses his request for a loan. Upon suggestion of his valet driver Harold, Henry devises a plot to marry wealthy Professor Henrietta Lowell and murder her, becoming the beneficiary of her fortune. Along the way, Henry faces various obstacles, including unexpectedly falling in love. Kind of weird that there's characters Henry, Harry, and Harold, and Henrietta. They're all H names, and they're all kind of similar sounding, but it sounds really good. I've heard, like I looked it up on Letterboxd, and it's pretty highly rated. And Walter Matthau's in it, like a young Walter Matthau. So I'm very interested to see what that's like. From 1971, so yeah, youngish Walter Matthau. Excited for A New Leaf. There you go. That's it. That's what I picked up. So what did you pick up? Did you pick up anything for that sale? Or if you didn't, what are you interested in through there? What looks good to you here? Have you seen any of these? Would you recommend? Would you not recommend? And also, just what have you picked up recently that you're excited about? Doesn't even necessarily need to be physical media. Just what are you stoked on? Go ahead and put it down in the comments. But thank you so much for taking your time to watch this. I do appreciate that. And until next time, keep it brutal.